would like to extend a warm welcome to all the dignitaries, professors, academicians and students present at the International Conference on the topic of Metallomics, Biodiversity and Human Health, Recent Advances and Synthesis, ICM BHH 2023, organized by School of Life Sciences, Manipur University. Manipur, as we lovingly call Samlaipa, is a picture state of India's northeastern region with Imphal as its capital. It is a land of rich valleys surrounded by beautiful hills and lakes, a land of gentle people full of laughter and joy. Manipur University was established on the 5th June 1980 under the Manipur University Act 1980. The university has 116 affiliated colleges inclusive of 2 medical colleges. I would like to take this opportunity to talk a little about the international conference that is being held inside this beautiful campus. The multidisciplinary life sciences research on metallomics, biodiversity and health focus leverages the remarkable biodiversity in India, especially in the northeastern states of India, with recent developed scientific technologies and analytical methods available at various universities and institutions all over the country and their partnering institutes around the world. The ICM BHH brings together academia, researchers and practitioners with the goal to provide a view of the emerging frontiers of research in the field of metallomics, biodiversity and human health, its prospect and perspectives and upcoming challenges for the Indian scientists, with a particular emphasis to attract and support the next generation of scientific leaders on this. The International Conference provides a great opportunity for prospective participants to share the recent theoretical knowledge, research findings and experiences in dealing with sustainable information. This conference will also feature presentations and lectures by international speakers which are edge-cutting session topics. It is an honor to have all of you with us today. We are now going to commence the felicitation of dignitaries and resource persons. We would like to call up the dignitaries on stage. The guest of honor, Professor M. Damayanti Devi, Head of Department of Life Sciences, Botany, Manipur University. Professor R. Varatharanjan, Dean, School of Life Sciences, Manipur University. Keynote speaker, Professor Rizard Lobinsky, Research Director, French National Research Council, France. Chief guest, Professor N. Lokendra Singh, T.H. Binoy Singh, Head of Department of Life Sciences, Zoology, Manipur University. I would like to invite them up on stage. Also, I would like to request Sir Mohilal, Professor N. Mohilal may take convenient to be on stage. It is an honor to have you all with us today. We are now going to commence the felicitation of the dignitaries and resource persons. We would like to present the ceremonial gift for the dignitaries and resource persons. The ceremonial gift comprises of lengyan, a bouquet of dry flower and a gift hamper, which consists of the encast virtual representation of the traditional Meitei sarong called Mayek Nairi Fanek, which is indigenously worn by the women folk, and it is a symbol of power. Ima Kaithil, also known as Women's Market, is the only market in the world run entirely by mothers or women. The Ima Kaithil symbolizes women's empowerment and serves as a means to earn a living during tough times. Andung Bima, Numbi or black pottery, which is a traditional form of pottery produced in the village of Longpi Khulen and Longpi Kajuri in the Ukhrul district of Manipur. We also have a ta or spear fridge magnet. Ta, which stands for spear, is a traditional Manipur weapon used in armed combat, tham ta of Manipuri martial arts. A roselle olive tea, also known as the hibiscus herbal tea. To present the ceremonial gift, I kindly invite Dr. Ketramayum Birla Singh to kindly felicitate our dignitaries. First, our guest of honor, Professor M. Damayanti Devi, HOD, Department of Botany, Manipur University. Professor R. Varatharanjan, Dean School of Life Sciences, Manipur University. Our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor N. Lokendra Singh. Our keynote speaker, Professor Ryszard Lobinski, Research Director, French National Research Council, France. The president of the event, Professor T.H. Binoy Singh, Head of Department, Department of Zoology, Manipur University. Convener of today's conference, Professor N. Mohilal Meite. Thank you, Sir Birla. Now I would like to request our Honorable VC, Professor N. Lokendra Singh, to kindly felicitate the resource persons. May I also request Dr. Birla to kindly assist. We have Professor Joanna Spunner, French National Research Council and Institute for Analytical Sciences and Physiochemistry for the Environment and Materials, University of Pau, France. Next we have Professor Ram Krishnan Negi, Department of Zoology, University of Delhi. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause, please. Professor Nirmalendu Saha, Professor and Dean, Department of Zoology, Northeastern Hill University, Meghalaya. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Professor Sagar Tirtha Sarkar, Department of Zoology, University of Calcutta. To mark the commencement of the conference and seek the divine blessing of Goddess Saraswati, request our dignitaries on dais to kindly step forward for the lamp lighting ceremony. Thank you. For a brief moment, I would like to invite the MSc Zoology first semester students to sing the national anthem. The group consists of students from different states across India such as Manipur, Assam, Kerala and Arunachal Pradesh. The group also includes a number of different communities within Manipur. It is a place where different waves of races and cultures meet through the ages and ultimately mingle together. A few of them are Meitei, Naga, and Kuki tribes. There are a total of 33 recognized tribes inhabiting Manipur with its own distinctive dialect, clothes, culture, and tradition. Let us all rise for the national anthem. Thank you, dear students. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very pleased to welcome you to the release of the ICM BHH 2023 Book of Abstract bearing ISBN number 97881923334387, and we are proud and happy to inform to all the delegates that our proceedings got an ISBN number. May I request the dignitaries to kindly proceed with the release of the proceedings. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in the opening session. But before we begin, I regret to inform you that our invited esteemed guest speakers, namely Professor Wolfgang Meret of King's College, London, and Professor In Suk of Andong University, South Korea, were not able to make it to the conference and had to cancel at the last moment due to unseen circumstances. Moving forward, let us now begin the conference. Distinguished guests, faculty members, and participants, we are going to have the pleasure of listening to the welcome address by the convener of this international conference. Please give a warm welcome to Professor N. Mohilal Meitei.
Distinguished invitees on the dais and off the dais, good morning to all. Thank you to each and every one of you for being here with us today. On the occasion of this inaugural function of the international seminar, I would like to welcome all the participants as well as other delegates who have assembled here. Ladies and gentlemen, biodiversity supports everything in nature that we need to survive, be it food, water, medicine, or shelter. Each of the different forms of life work together in the ecosystem to maintain balance and support life. But due to the increased consumption, we risk upsetting the balance of ecosystem and losing biodiversity. We, the human beings, one of the important components of the biodiversity, face a number of health problems, be it from abiotic component or biotic forms. There is a saying I quote, "He who has health has hope, and he who has hope has everything," unquote. On the other hand, biological systems utilize metal ions for fundamental life processes. Transition metals are required as cofactors for their specific activities, especially for their crucial role in cellular homeostasis and detoxification responses. Metallomics identify metallons of living organisms, annotate the physiological significance and the biological functions. Hope the two-day international conference on metallomics, biodiversity, and human health, recent advances and synthesis shall be able to deliver some recommendations that can help in solving many unknown biological activities. The presentations on systematics, genomics, along with proteomics and advanced technologies involved shall be a great help and a great interest. On this occasion, on behalf of the organizing committee, I take the privilege of welcoming our respected and honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor N. Lokendra Singh. I also would like to welcome the president of today's function, Professor T.S. Binoy Singh, head of Department of Zoology, Manipur University. I take the opportunity of welcoming Professor M. Damayanti, head Department of Botany, Manipur University. I also welcome Professor R. Bhattaranjan, respected Dean, School of Life Sciences, Manipur University, and who is also the chairman of the organizing committee. I take the privilege of welcoming Professor Ryjard Lobinsky, who has come from France for this occasion, and I welcome you, sir, on this occasion. I am also pleased to welcome Professor Jonah from France for coming all over from France for this special occasion. Thank you very much for coming. I also am pleased to welcome Professor Negi from Delhi, Professor Sarkar from Kolkata, Professor Bimalendu from Nehu, Shillong. I also take the opportunity of welcoming Professor Marit and Professor Alexander Morel from the King's College, UK, who joined our seminar, international seminar through online mode. And unluckily, we could not meet him, all these persons. Actually, there was some problem with the health. At the last moment, they have to cancel their tickets. But we welcome them for participating in the online mode. On this occasion, I also take the opportunity of welcoming all the delegates, all the participants, all the invitees, especially different respected deans of different schools, different head of departments, and all the respected faculty members on different departments, all the participants of this seminar, all invitees, and all delegates, ladies and gentlemen. And last but not the least, I also would like to give the welcome note to our very sincere and students without whom we cannot proceed with this seminar. We welcome you, all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor. We are now going to listen to the speeches given by our guest of honors. Without further ado, I would like to invite Professor M. Damayanti Devi, HOD, Department of Life Sciences, Botany, MU, to the dais.
Good morning to everyone present here. Respected Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor N. Lokendra Singh, and a guest of honor, Professor R. Bhattaranjan, Dean School of Life Sciences, and Professor Lovinsky from France, and Professor Enmilal Maite, the ex-Dean of Students' Welfare and also ex-ISOD of Department of Zoology, and Professor T.S. Binoy, the present ISOD of Department of Zoology, and all the distinguished invitees, resource persons, and all the learned directors and deans and ISODs and learned faculty members, and all the participants, research scholars, ladies and gentlemen. As we know that Manipur is in the biodiversity hotspot region, and Manipur is rich in the flora and the fauna, and many traditional practitioners are using many medicinal plants and for the treatment of many diseases without the proper scientific investigation, particularly the toxicological aspects. Say, the plant has both beneficial as well as harmful properties. So depending upon the type of the use, and it may be harmful and it may be beneficial. Say, for example, the plant, say, Mimosa pudica, which is locally known as Kangphalikaithavi, and it is used by the local traditional practitioner for the treatment of the pile case in Manipur. but it is scientifically proved that it has many toxic properties, and it has cytotoxic effect in the cells, and also it damages the bone marrow cells of the treated animals. So if the person use this particular plant extract, then it may have the synergistic effect from two aspects. The first one is from the, uh, say, say this particular plant and will cause the decrease the level of the hemoglobin in the person consuming this plant extract. So this is due to the synergistic effect, and from two aspects. The first one is the direct, say, excretion of the blood, and another aspect is the unable to synthesize the new red blood cells, which is due to the damage in the bone marrow cells. So this plant has both beneficial and a harmful effect. If we do not use properly, instead of giving the good results, it may cause, say, say, harmful effect. Say, it may cause lowering the hemoglobin level of the persons consuming these particular plants. And ultimately, it leads to the, say, anemic person, or he may die due to severe anemic conditions. So, in order to study the plant, we have to look the beneficial as well as the toxicological aspect of that plant. So it is very much important. I am telling this information to the new researchers and for their future research. And it is my own experience. We have done this in our the long-term researches. And in addition to that, say, in Manipur, the local people are using plant extract and for catching the fish, say in the river and in the, say, hilly regions also. So they are using some kinds of plants to catch the fish. And we have already studied some of these plants, and we found that this plant extract cause several damages to the different organs of the animals. And we are using the zebrafish as test model. And for study of the developing stages of the animal, it is the good test organism. We can easily observe the detailed defected organs through the microscope very clearly. And we have found that many plants which are using for catching of the fish in Manipur are very, very harmful. And if we consume this fish which is caught by treating the plants, then it may indirectly affect our health through food chain. So not only affecting our food chain, and these plants extract will also cause damage of the, say, aquatic species present in the biodiversity of the aquatic ecosystem. So we have to look into this matter also. And this conference will provide a platform and a unique opportunity for sharing the knowledge, scientific knowledge among the researchers, professionals, academia, so for the sustainable development of bioeconomy and also ethnopharmacology. And this conference, say, will enlighten the part of the young researcher through the diverse and informative deliberation and of the different and renowned speakers in this the conference. I convey my best wishes to all the delegates and coming from India and abroad who are going to participate in this conference. And I also wish a grand success of this conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor, for the informative message. And I would like to also mention that the session is going live in MAMI TV. Next, I would like to invite Professor R. Varatharanjan, Dean, School of Life Sciences, Manipur University, to deliver the speech.
Good morning to you all. Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Lokendra Singh, the chief guest of today's function. Professor Levinsky, the keynote speaker of today's function. Professor Damayanti, HOD Botany. Professor Binoy Singh, HOD Zoology Department. Professor Mohilal, convener of this international conference. Delegates from abroad, Professor Jonah, and my friends from different universities, Professor Sarkar from Calcutta University, Professor Saga from Shillong, Meghalaya, Nehu, Professor Negi from Delhi University, learned deans, faculty members of Manipur University, participants, research scholars, media friends, electronic and print media friends, delegates, and other ladies and gentlemen. Extremely happy to be in the midst of you. First of all, I would like to congratulate the convener and the organizing team as a whole for making elaborate arrangements for this function. The theme of this seminar conference is so exciting, so wonderful. It is not only intrinsic and impressive, but it gives a lot of an integrated approach. We know that in about 5-6 decades ago, the market was flooded with ever silver metal, many types of vessels. The copper manufacturing units, they started developing a kind of a fierce psychosis. Then they went to the scientists and other people. And our Vedic science is also importing a lot of basic idea about the use of copper. With that background, they made a lot of copper vessels. And now you can see that even though the ever silver vessels are flourishing in the market, flooded with the market, but still copper vessels are also equally having a good demand. The reason behind is that copper is an important element. So therefore, the title metallomics. And copper, you know that in the daily puja purpose, we are using copper. So right from the Middle Age, I need not emphasize, many historians are here. Right from the Middle Age, copper is in use. The metal copper has got a lot of metabolic functions, including keeping our nervous system healthy. Similarly, many other metabolic functions. The same thing with the selenium proteins and so on. So on one hand, the market is capturing the metals and thereby making use of the vessels so as to percolate down the use of metals to the common man. Other elements also came into. We noticed the importance of zinc, the element zinc, only during the COVID period. So whenever the patient goes to the doctor was giving not only the what I call antibiotics or other medicines, but added with the zingovit, because zinc element has something to do with the suppression of virus multiplication. So likewise, we can go on telling many utility of the metals. And we have fortunate that we have a lot of delegates here who are going to discuss about the metallomics in this context in today's and tomorrow's deliberations. I am grateful to them that they have taken so much of pain in coming over here for attending the conference and would like to give a lot of inputs for us and especially for our students and research scholars. Then the second continuation of the title is the diversity, biodiversity. So what is the connection between metallomics and the biodiversity? All these metals are present in our plants and animals. We have number of plants, number of animals, and our area, particularly the Indo-Myanmar hotspot, is enriched with so much of diversity. And for the last 2-3 decades, we have been exploring a number of plants, a reported number of animal species from this region. But now the time has come. What are all the plants which are going to provide or harbor the metals within it? To quote an example, we know that right from last few decades, the drumstick, the fenugreek, which are enriched with iron. So when we consume this kind of plants as our day-to-day food material, then there is no problem for anemic. So therefore, the importance of this conference is to try to find out the presence of the metals in our day-to-day life, day-to-day vegetables which we are consuming. And not only the plants, the animals, particularly the insects. In Manipur itself, we have collected more than 2,200 species of insects only within this state of Manipur. Then imagine about the whole Indo-Myanmar hotspot region. And insects are, enriched with a lot of metals. And edible insects have become the order of the day. The business transaction in the world is over $800 million per annum. And day by day, the edible insects are becoming more popular. Yes, once there was a period during which we had the social stigma. Eating insect became, people will look down. But now, gone are the days. So therefore, the edible insects are coming into the picture. And through insects, again, we are getting a lot of metals into our body. Through plants, we are getting into the body. So therefore, these things are going to be very, very essential for our day-to-day life and therefore the human health. Then now you can integrate the three titles, metallonomics, biodiversity, and the human health. The organizers, the team has very aptly put this, and we are going to discuss about the role of these things in a parallel session. Going to have a elaborate discussion on that, for which we have a number of delegates from different parts of country have come, and we are going to have a very, very productive period, and they are going to give us a lot of inputs, a lot of informations, thereby making the conference more success. And I'm sure that our students and other participants from other universities will also derive benefit. Once again, I take the opportunity of congratulating the organizer for making the good arrangement. Thank you for the good opportunity. Enjoy the days. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor. The capital city, Imphal, is a valley surrounded by 9 hills, a naturally made jewel giving birth to its name, Land of Gems. The Jewel Land of India is one of the most beautiful destinations in India, where Mother Nature has been kind, surrounding the state with lush green hills and fascinating sceneries, blessed with amazing varieties of flora and fauna. Now, on this occasion, I would like to cordially invite our esteemed guests. We are very fortunate to listen to the words of such a knowledgeable person who will be giving his keynote speech. Please give a round of applause of Professor Rizard Lobinsky, Research Director, French National Research Council, France.
Ladies and gentlemen, respected dignitaries, good morning. I am very happy to be here. And first, I would like to thank Dr. Birla for the honor I had when I received his invitation. I would like to congratulate him and his colleagues for the choice of keywords for this conference and for putting the metallomics into the areas of biodiversity and health. As the previous speaker has already underlined, metals are extremely important for life, so we need to develop mechanisms to acquire trace elements from our food and the lower organism need to do it from the environment. So the global view of trace metals is the science of metallomics. I have the privilege and opportunity to discuss it in a moment in my lecture, so I would like just to add one word or two words on a personal note. First of all, I am really happy to discover Manipur, to discover for the moment on the internet, but I hope to see it in real during this stay, especially at the Loktak Lake. I don't know whether my pronunciation is correct, but it's very world famous. So I am really very happy to have been here for this reason. And the second personal note is that it's my second time in India, and the first time was just before COVID outbreak, and I am of this part of fortunate people who once they visited India once would like to come back. And well, COVID delayed this coming back, and I'm really very happy to be here now. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Professor. We will now continue with the address speech. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite the chief guest, Professor N. Lokendra Singh, Honorable Vice Chancellor, MU, to deliver the speech.
So, dignitaries on the dais, Professor R. Bhartharajan, Dean School of Life Sciences, Professor Ryszard Lobinsky, of Research Director, French National Research Council, Professor Damayanti, Head Department of Botany, Professor T.S. Binoy Singh, Head Department of Life Sciences, said that is Zoology, Professor Mahilal of Department of Zoology, Dr. Shivu Kumar, Dr. Birla, Professor Setri, Professor M. Kumar, learned colleagues, learned delegates from inside and outside the country, friends from the media, and ladies and gentlemen. I'm extremely delighted to be in the midst of such a distinguished gathering. The 2 days international conference on the theme of metallomics, biodiversity, and human health is a very timely and fitting conference as we are meeting in the campus of Manipur University immediately after the problem of the COVID pandemic is over. We are in the new normal that people used to say that, and it is in this new normal that people have started experiencing the health, the socio-economic impact of the pandemic. Personally, of course, during the COVID period, I had taken 2 doses plus the booster. I do not know in what way the 2 doses and the booster is going to impact on my physical and the mental health in the long run. It is for the scientist, it is for the academics to dwell extensively and in detail about the possible biological and other socio-economic impact of more than 2.5 years of the pandemic, which have thoroughly and which have actually very gravely affected even the developed European countries, including the United States. Northeast India, of course, is relatively less affected in terms of the casualties. And this, I believe, is because of the peculiar geotopographical, biological, and the other natural systems that has been there for centuries in this part of the country. Northeast India, as all of us know, is within the geotopographical frame of South Himalayan range, the Patkai range, the Mizo Hills, and the Arakanyoma. And the region has a very unique kind of vegetation, and that's what people used to say, that it's the biodiversity hotspot. And this region is very relatively less investigated, very little explored in terms of the different health problems. And this is in this context that this 2 days international seminar has a very important role. Let me tell you that during the Second World War, during the, on the, you know, say by around 1942 to 45, a number of soldiers brought from the Imperial Japanese Army as well as the Allied, you know, forces from different countries, they perished in this, they died in this, you know, Indo-Myanmar, this region, which has been, you know, drained by the say Brahmaputra Barak system, as well as the Irrawaddy Chinwin, you know, system. There were innumerable number of diseases which had gravely affected the soldiers during the Second World War. I'm citing this example just to, you know, arouse some kind of a consciousness and interest on the health problem of this region. Number of people, they died from a disease that is nowadays not very prevalent, typhus. They call it as typhus. Number of people, they died, they perished from say malaria, and very unusual kind of you know, infections which had gravely affected the intestinal system. And you'll be surprised to know that not less than 40,000 soldiers of the Japanese Imperial Army, they perished in this, you know, region, both in Northeast India as well as in the you know, say Chinwin Irrawaddy valley of Myanmar. Now, it is in this context that what Professor R. Bhartharajan had mentioned about the presence of metallomics, both in the you know, plants as well as in the say animals. Now, if you look into the food habits of the people in this part of the country, practically everything that is, you know, grown, all the aquatic plants, and probably every four-footed animal, and I think almost all sorts of insects, there are nothing that are not being consumed in this part of the country, and therefore it's very relevant that the scientists, the delegates, they discuss thoroughly on this particular, you know, themes of the relationship between health, say biodiversity, and say metallomics. Now, I was actually attracted by this particular area, that is, so coming back to the theme, it's very succinctly stated here that metals play crucial roles in human lives. Currently, about 28 elements are considered as essential or beneficial component, regulating a great number of biological processes and sustaining a healthy, functional environment in living, say, organism. So, therefore, the 2 days conference should provide a platform to all the learned delegates to debate, to discuss, and to find out the ways and the means of how to provide some kind of a productive convergence, you know, of ideas, so that the existing biodiversity and the existing food habits and the health system of this region can be brought about in a say thoroughly say positive say trajectory of development in the next say few decades. I would like to welcome all the learned delegates, both from inside and outside, say once again, and I wish that they have a very exciting days say of deliberation and say paper presentations, and I wish them a very comfortable stay during the next say 2 days. So with these few words, I want to thank all of you once again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor, for the insightful and influential message. Next, I would like to invite the President, Professor T.H. Binoy Singh, Head of Department of Life Sciences, Zoology, Manipur University, to give an address speech.
Very good morning. Honorable Vice Chancellors, Professor N. Lakendra Singh, Chief Guest of these functions, Professor R. Bhadrarajan, Dean School of Life Sciences, Professor Damayanti, Head Department of Botany, Professor N. Mohilao, conveners of these inaugural functions, and other delegates coming from abroad, Professor Jonah Spooners, other delegates coming from our country, Professor Nirmala Saha, Dean of School of Life Sciences, Northeastern Hill University, Shillong, Professor Negi, Professor Sarkar, and other delegates coming from different parts of the country, learned faculty members of Manipur universities, and all the participants who are coming to participate in this international conference. Yeah, it is very true that our state, that is Manipur, it is one of the hotspot regions which have already been mentioned. So, you know, at the present trend of environmental degradations, almost every day we are losing our species. We have very rich species diversities, but before it goes into extinctions, we need to formalize what are their behaviors through the different elements. We need to study more, and I believe that with the developments of many sophisticated equipments, we will be able to go deeper inside how these elements behave in different organisms and in different environmental conditions. Because we know we have one of the largest freshwater lake, there is Loktak Lake, and here many of the streams who is feeding on these particular lakes, there are a lot of species from flora as well as fauna, and we are in this place, we are their daily consumers. Almost every day we are consuming. So we need to go deeper inside how these elements behave under such environment. So it is very fortunate that we are developing with of these different equipments with sophisticated instruments. Now we can study more to come up with the different theory, different concepts, so that how they behave. You know, when we expose in different types of pollutions, rather we can say, so how these elements behave in our bodies when we are exposed. So that we need to study more. And moreover, we have the daily consumptions of this aquatic or maybe some edible insects we are consuming by different tribes here. So how these elements behave when we are consuming in certain situations. So we have, that is, so these 2 days international conference will give some light, will throw some light, and will come out with some recommendations how they behave. Because recently, you know, we have plants and they were in very abundantly, particularly because due to hotspot regions. And recently, we have find out with some conclusion, or we have find out with some finding that some compounds which are abundantly available here in the native grass species, which we can use a biopesticide. So we know that the inorganic chemicals like from fertilizers and others, which is very harmful to our body, particularly human bodies and others. And when we consume those things, like even from fishes and others, which we are almost daily consumptions from the lakes, from our freshwater lakes. So it goes on bioaccumulation or biomedications. So we may not know right now, but when our physical system, when becoming older due to age factor and others, then they started showing those things, the impact of those things. So it is the need of the hours that we go further, how this pesticide and others, they change in the concentrations or in our body, the elements, the metals, how they behaves. So that is that is a need of the hours, you know. Otherwise, we are consuming almost every day. So in some conference, I came to know that they have some finding that though our state is very small as compared to other big states in the mainlands, so our cancers with tumor from we have very high rate of these diseases as compared to other, though from the ratio wise. So what give me the sources? Nowadays, we're right from for more consumption, for the commercial purposes, there's no control, no limitation of using of these pesticides. So this pesticide, because it's insoluble in water and soluble in your body and fats. So that's why it is very important to come up with some recommendations how they behave, because the concentrations in our bodies or the living organisms, there are different times after exposures to such an environment, their concentration may vary. So how they behave, so that we need to study more. So with the present trend of the degradation of the environment, we need to study, we need to cataloging all these species, how they behave, how their cell functions. So this we need to study. So I believe that this 2 days international conference will have in understanding more into that this metabolomics and other metabolites, so we can come up with some conclusions. And I believe that this 2 days conference will be very helpful in understanding more. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Binoy, for the insightful message. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now almost come to the end of the inaugural session. I would like to invite Dr. Shiv Kumar, Associate Professor, Department of Life Sciences Zoology, to kindly deliver the vote of thanks.
Good morning and greetings to the respected dignitaries on the dais, esteemed guests, distinguished speakers, and conference participants present in this hall. It is with immense gratitude and honor that I stand before you today to deliver the vote of thanks for this international conference on metabolomics. The past few days have been truly enlightening and inspiring, and I would like to take this opportunity to express our sincere appreciation to all those who have contributed for this conference. First and foremost, I would like to thank Dr. Ketrimayam Birla Singh, the organizing secretary, without whose tireless efforts, dedication and vision this event would not have been possible. The amount of hard work, planning and coordination that goes into organizing an international conference of this magnitude is no small feat. And the organizing secretary, along with his mini battalion, the Research Scholars Department of Zoology, has done an exceptional job in ensuring the smooth execution of every aspect of this event. Thank you, Dr. Birla, for ensuring that this conference will be a memorable and insightful experience for all the attendees. If Birla is in one end of the balance, the other end is our convener, Professor N. Mohilal Meitei, former head Department of Zoology. His vision, advice, and exceptional event organizational knowledge is a great boon to us. Thanks for the wonderful welcome address today, sir. It is an art and he is an craftsman of it. He made the best arrangements for food and accommodation, which are the two major things the guests always remember. We sincerely thank you, sir. On behalf of the conference convener and organizing secretary, I take privilege to thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor and today's chief guest, as well as one of the sponsors of this conference, Professor N. Lokendra Singh, sir. Without your support, encouragement, and facilitation of resources, it would not have been possible to organize and conduct program of this magnitude. In this regard, on behalf of all the stakeholders of this conference, I deep-heartedly thank you, sir. I extend my heartfelt thanks to our respected Registrar, Professor W. Chand Babu Singh, sir, and our academic coordinator, Professor R. Varadarajan, sir, who was a motivational force behind various programs conducted in School of Life Sciences, including this one, and for writing and delivering a wonderful speech on this dais today. Next, I would like to extend our thanks to the distinguished keynote speaker, Professor R. Lobinsky, Director, French National Research Council and Institute for Analytical Sciences and Physicochemistry for the Environment and Materials, University of Pau, France, and other invited speakers who are here to share their expertise and insights with us. Your presentations will be highly beneficial for this science quest crowd. We sincerely thank all our renowned resource persons, including Professor Wolfgang Maret, King's College London, United Kingdom, Professor Jonah Suspner, French National Research Council Institute, University of Pau, France, Professor Ram Krishan Negi, Zoology Department, Delhi University, Professor Nirmalendu Saha, Professor and Dean, Zoology Department, Northeastern Hill University, Nehu, Meghalaya, Professor Sagar Tirtha Sarkar, Zoology Department, University of Calcutta. On behalf of our university, school and department, we sincerely thank you all for gracing this scientific event. Your contributions will enrich the conference. I would like to take this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed guest of honor, Professor M. Tamendi Devi, Botany HOD. Her unwavering support and assistance in organizing this conference by allowing her faculty members to participate as chairs and co-chairs for various scientific sessions, as well as permitting us to use her department resources, have been invaluable. Thank you, ma'am, for your generosity and for making this conference a reality. It will be unfair if I don't spell the name of our respected and beloved zoology HOD and president of this inaugural program, Dr. T.H. Binoy Singh. He encouraged all faculties and research scholars to actively participate in the conference-related activities, and he is the backbone of support for this conference. He deserves an applause from all of us. Thanks, sir. It is often said that one can dream big, but without money, dream remains unfulfilled. We are grateful to the sponsors who made our dream of this conference a reality. Our Honorable Vice Chancellor, as I mentioned before, despite the tight financial status, he generously donated 1 lakh rupees for this conference. I think he deserves a big round of applause from all of us. Thank you, sir. And we also got funded from DBT and DST. They each granted 3 lakh rupees. And Northeastern Council Shillong was the highest of all and supported us with 7 lakh rupees. And the audience, with their generous support, we collected 2.4 lakhs from all the participants, which was also immensely helpful for us in organizing this conference. We wholeheartedly thank all our sponsors for their support. We also thank our well-wisher and supporter, the Honorable Vice Chancellor, DM University Imphal, Professor N. Rajmohan Singh sir, for writing a foreword for our proceedings, and he will be sparing his valuable time as a chief guest in valedictory function which will be taking part tomorrow. Thanks sir. We the organizers sincerely thank the Chancellor of our university, Professor T. Tirupati Rao, for penning forward message for our conference proceedings. Finally, I would like to express our gratitude to all the attendees who have traveled from far and wide to join us in this conference. Your enthusiasm and engagement have made this event a truly memorable one, and we hope that for you all it will be an informative and enjoyable conference. In conclusion, I would like to once again express our sincere thanks to everyone who has played a part in making this international conference on metallomics a resounding success. Vote of thanks is a joyous expression, and I am grateful for the opportunity to partake in this valuable moment. Once again, thanks to all and for the opportunity given, and thanks to the Lord. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shiv Kumar. Meanwhile, I would like to request all the presenters of the technical session to kindly submit their presentations to Mr. Sushil, who is sitting right behind the media person. Now it's high time for a tea break. Refreshments along with snacks will be provided. I would like to request all our invitees and guests that refreshment will be served in the adjoining room. You may have the refreshments there. Also, to all the presenters and participants, refreshment will be served just outside the court hall. Kindly have them. We will resume the technical session here at 11:45 for an insightful keynote lecture by Professor Ryszard Lobinski. Thank you.